get going. We're going to start with, we're carrying on your geometry today. So we're going to be doing a couple of rules. It's mathin' time. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's get going. Okay, so first, who can tell me these two angles over here? There's a whole lot of words I could use about them. What are they to each other? Who can tell me any fact about these two angles, about X and Y? There's all kinds of answers you could give me here. Who can give me any kind of answer about X and Y? If you're feeling confident, pop that hand up. Okay, we're getting a whole bunch of different answers. Akukle, can you help me out? What can you tell me about these two angles? So just unmute on your side for me. Beautiful. I'm seeing great answers in the chat, guys. Yes, absolutely. One is acute and one is obtuse. You guys are smashing these answers. My word. Beautiful. Okay, so some of the things that you guys have said, you have told me that if we add them together, they would be 180 degrees. And you have used a really great word with that, which is supplementary. So supplementary means they add up to 180 degrees. Awesome. Another word I'm seeing you guys use, which is amazing, is the word adjacent. Okay, they are definitely adjacent to each other. And adjacent is just a fancy word for saying next to each other or that they share a common arm. Okay, so in this case, the common arm is that green line that we highlighted. Awesome. Some other things you said is this angle here is an obtuse angle. Absolutely, it means it's bigger than 90 degrees. And this angle in here is an acute angle, which means that it's smaller than 90 degrees. I think I have got everything of what you said. Hopefully I have all of your answers. Where is my cat? I think my cat is currently on strike because he is hungry and he was not getting attention. So he will probably appear in a few minutes looking for food. Okay, when we use this rule, so if I said this, remember with geometry, we always have a statement and then we have a reason. So if my statement was X plus Y is equal to 180 degrees, what would my reason be? What would go in those brackets for my reason for that statement? Beautiful. Adjacent angles on a straight line. So some of your teachers are going to be quite strict about writing the word adjacent and some of them won't be. You must do what your teacher wants you to do. I'm going to write it in here. So adjacent angles on straight line. And remember in geometry, we can use this sort of shorthand for things. So that's just saying adjacent. That is saying angles. That is saying straight, and line is saying right. Your teachers allow anything. It's like the Wild West there. Okay, so not all of you have to write adjacent. It depends on your teacher. You can just say angles on a straight line if they don't mind, but there you go. All right, let's do a quick question to test our knowledge with this one. Okay, so I am needing to find the value of X in this question. So remember, you're going to need to write a statement, and your first statement is going to look like an equation. And then you need to give me your reason. And you're going to work out that equation until we get to a final answer where you would say what X is equal to. Okay, give it your best go. If you're feeling confident, you're welcome to put it in the chat. You're also welcome to pop your hand up and tell me what you think. If you get the answer wrong, I promise I'm not going to be cross. We'll talk through it. We'll talk about what's right about it. Let's see. Okay, Kaylee, can you help me with some of this?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So what I said was x plus 160 minus 2x plus 20 degrees will give me 180 supplementary angles.
Yes, 100%. That was awesome, Kaylee. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, that will give you 2 marks just by writing that. So I'm just going to write here angles on a straight line. Okay, if you wrote supplementary angles, that's 100% fine. So our first step was creating this equation and then giving ourselves a reason. We are going to have a problem, though, with this. Now that I look at it, this is not going to work. Yeah, we're gonna get a situation. They do cancel. We're gonna have to try and change this up a little bit. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this 2x and 2x. Still gonna have an issue. And okay, you know what, guys? We are going to actually change this whole picture because it's being nasty. It's not going to give us a nice answer. Let's pretend that it didn't happen. So let's say, you know what it was exactly? It was a mean picture. What we're going to say is we're going to say it was an excellent first attempt. What we were doing was we were practicing. We were practicing what was going on. Okay, let's draw ourselves another one. Okay, so let's do that. And then let's say that this is x and that this is 60 minus x. Make sure that it works. I don't want to give you one that doesn't work now. Okay. That should work. Yeah, Leah, it was a super nasty question to us. Don't worry though. We've just made our own. We've gone rogue. Let's see if we can figure this one out. No, don't let it traumatize you. We're gonna use it as a way of making, guys, we should be proud because we saw it and we were like, hey, this is a problem. That makes us even smarter. You can write 0x in an exam. They shouldn't ever give you a question where that happens because then people will think they've made a mistake and sort of correct themselves. But yeah, if you had to, you can. All right, Palesa, are you going to help me with this question?
Yes, ma'am.
I am ready.
So, ma'am, we're going to write our statement first, which is 80 plus 2x plus x plus 60 minus x equals 180. And our reason is supplementary adjacent angles or angles on a straight line.
Perfect, 100%. What would my next line look like?
Then, ma'am, you're going to add 80 plus 60, which gave you 140 plus, and then you're going to count your x's. So we have the first 2 plus the imaginary one, which gives us 3, minus the negative x, which gives us 2x, equals 180.
Yes, you're speaking
Then, ma'am,
beautiful things.
Then, ma'am, we're going to say 180 minus 140, which gives us 40 equals 2x.
Beautiful.
Then we're going to divide by 2. And then, therefore, 2 cancel 2. Therefore, x is equal to 20.
Therefore, oh no, why are you not letting me write? Hold on. You're absolutely right. You are 100% right. It just doesn't want me to write for some reason.
Oh.
No, but you're right. You're super right. X is equal to 20. I'm just going to refresh this and hope for the best. Nice job. That was perfect. And you did it with
Thank
such
you,
confidence.
ma'am.
I love it. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully it is over temper tantrum. Don't worry, it had a temper tantrum in the last class as well, and it got over it. So I'm hopeful. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. So therefore x is equal to 20 degrees because those 2's are going to cancel. Nice. Okay, Fatima, can I help? Do you have a question? Hello? No? Okay. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit in case you want to take a screenshot. It was a little bit intense. There we go. Oh, we don't want that picture though. Here we go. Yes. Hello. Okay. So what's happening here is we have got this straight line over here. I know it doesn't look very straight because I drew it, but it is a straight line. We're in an imagination land for the moment. Okay. And when we have a straight line, all adjacent angles on a straight line. So adjacent means they're next to. So this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. If we add all of them together, we need to get 180 degrees. So that's what's happening in this first step over here. All we're doing is we're adding all of our angles together and we're saying that it's equal to 180 degrees. Now, when we use that rule, so when we look at things that are on a straight line, the rule that we would use is angles on a straight line or adjacent angles on a straight line or adjacent supplementary angles. All of those are fine. Okay. What we've done after that is we've just solved it as an equation. So taken the numbers, so 80 plus 60, which gave us the 140, and then looked at our x's. So x plus 2x minus x, which gave us the 2x. So we had 140 plus 2x equals 180. And then we just solved it as an equation until we got our final answer for x. Exactly. It's geometry is the bridge of algebra and like pictures and diagrams. So geometry uses equations that we learn in algebra, and it helps us sort of find angles through equations. So absolutely, your end goal here is to find x. Ah, who was asking for my cat? I told you he would be here just now because he's hungry. Yes, hello. Okay. Next one, we have got angles around a point. So what can you tell me about this little picture? I don't want to scroll on too much yet because I don't want to give away the answer. What can you tell me about all of those angles? So if I wanted to add them all together, what would I get? Yes, beautiful. If I add all of them together, I'm going to get 360 degrees, 100%. Gosh, you guys are smart. What would be my reason for a statement like this? There's a couple of different reasons you could give me. Good, about a point. Excellent. The cat gave you powers. I wish he gave me powers. Okay, good. So we could say angles around a point. And you don't even have to say around. You could just say round, RD. Angles on a point equal 360. Beautiful. Revolution. Beautiful. All of those work. Great. Nice. Let's try a question with them. Okay. So now this one, you're going to have to use a little bit of thinking. I'm going to do one thing to help you because we haven't spoken about vertically opposite angles yet. Or let's, yeah. So I'm just going to say that that's also X, and I'm going to say that that's also 90. Okay. You are absolutely right. Y is 32 because of vert up angles. You're 100% right. And if you worked it out that way, that is great. That's really, really good. The only reason I'm filling these in is because we hadn't spoken about it yet. But if that's what you did, that's great. Don't second guess yourselves. Let's try and make this look a little bit neater. Okay. I would like to know the value of X, and I'd like to know the value of Y. So for those of you who have started by saying Y is equal to 32 degrees because of vert up angles, that's great. Okay, I'm seeing another solution popping in by saying 90 plus 32 plus X equals 180. Angles on a straight line. Great, I like it. Oh, so we can't say vert up angles on a straight line because those are like two different rules. So we can say vert up angles are equal and then angles on a straight line. So it'd be two separate lines that we would write. As soon as you're combining two of your reasons into one line, you know you're making a mistake. Geometry wants you to do everything one at a time. Oh, sorry, Wayne, I see your hand. How can I help? No? Okay, so if you found X this way around, okay, that means that this angle here would be 58 and this angle here would be 58. And so if you didn't go the route of vertically opposite angles, you at this point could then add everything with your Y. So you could say 58 plus 90 plus 32 plus 58 plus 90 plus Y is equal to 360 angles round a point. And then you could solve for Y. Okay. Beautiful. If you got questions about this, let me know. Remember, Simone is here for you guys. You can send messages to her at any point. She's there to be a little superhero. Yes, absolutely. You could 100% do that. That's a perfect way of doing it. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot, you can. We're going to do one more rule and then we're going to, I think, jump into our brain break for a little bit. So those of you who are feeling a little bit confused about this one, don't panic. I think we'll be able to answer your question in the next example. So don't stress. Do not stress. Okay, so the next rule that we're going to quickly look at is vertically opposite angles. So we did use that over here, and that's why we're going to talk about it now. So vertically opposite angles, I like to think of it as the bow tie rule. So here we've got a straight line, here we've got a straight line, and we can make a bow tie. If we can't make a bow tie, it's not vertically opposite. So like here's a straight line, here's a straight line, and I could make a bow tie. So it's vertically opposite. Okay, and when we have this bow tie, all we're saying is that the angles that are opposite each other are the same. So this angle here is the same as this angle here. This angle here is the same as this angle here. So vertically opposite angles just mean that they are the same. Yeah, if you're panicking with this one, don't stress just yet. We're just going over what it is first, and we're going to go through the question. I'm going to go through it nice and slow. The reason I'm not re-explaining the one at the top is just because we hadn't done very top angles yet. Okay, so don't stress. I promise I'm not ignoring you. I know if you're feeling confused, I've got you. We will go through it when we go through this question, okay? All right, so let's try one before that one over there. Let's just do something like this. And let's say that this is X and this is 40, and that's a straight line. Okay. All right, so let's just look at this question over here. And I also want to know what Y is. Who thinks they can tell me what X is? So just looking at this. Okay, great. Okay, so we've got a straight line over here and we've got a straight line over there. We can make it into a bow tie. If we can make it into a bow tie, we can do vertically opposite angles. Okay, and that means that this angle is equal to that angle. So we're going to say X is equal to 40 degrees because they must be the same as each other because they're opposite each other. And our reason is going to be vert up angles are equal. Okay, and for those of you who are not comfortable with the shorthand, that vert stands for vertically, the up stands for opposite. So it's literally telling you what it is. They are vertically opposite, they are angles, and they are equal to each other. Okay. So that's talking about this first one. Now, if I'm trying to find Y, that's this angle over here. Okay. I'm going to now look at a straight line. So let's find our highlighter again. We could do lots of different straight lines. I'm going to look at this one over here. So I'm going to look at AB. When we have adjacent angles, so adjacent is a fancy word for next to. When we have adjacent angles, so these two are adjacent to each other, on a straight line, they need to equal 180 degrees. So in order for us to find Y, we can say Y plus 40 needs to equal 180 degrees. Now, our reason for that is angles on a straight line. Then we can move this 40 over. We can say Y is equal to 180 minus 40. Therefore, Y is equal to 40 degrees. Hopefully that made it a little bit clearer. If you're still feeling lost, please feel free to ask questions. There is never any judgment for asking questions. Okay, Fatima, how can I help? Just need to unmute yourself, sweetheart. Okay. Yes, Quizzy. Glorious. Okay. Guys, if you want to take a screenshot of this, please feel free. We're going to do one more question on vertically opposite angles, and then we are going to do a brain break. I don't know why it won't let you, Fatima. It might be easier then to just to type your question to Simone. She'll be able to help you. I promise. She's a little brain buff. Oh, guys, thank you. I'm like saying 140, and I'm not writing it. Thanks, guys. You could absolutely have used the straight line of CD. The only reason I used the straight line of AB was because I knew that the 40 degrees was right. So if I'd made a mistake with X, then it would have gotten a bit messy. That's the only reason. Yeah, this one's a little bit sneakier. I'm going to help you out a little bit with it just so that you can see. So there would be my bow tie. Let's see. Oh, the 3 dots mean therefore. It's like our fancy way of saying this is my answer. Oh, sit up, you are so clever. Look at these answers popping in. It does seem hard, but it's actually so nice and easy. It's just trying to trick you. Yes, Emmanuel. Glorious. Okay, so here's my bow tie, which means that this angle here has to equal this angle here. And that angle is made up of 2 F's. So we need to say F plus Charlie. F plus F needs to equal 98 degrees. And our reason is going to be vert up angles are equal. So that means that 2F is equal to 98 degrees. So if we divide both sides by 2, therefore F is equal to 49 degrees. Yes, 89 is the opposite of F, and it's half. Beautiful, guys. Yes. Yes, our 3 dots mean therefore. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, Nonsbeko, how can I help?
Afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, I forgot to lower my hand, but I was going to say the same thing.
Okay, okay. Well, no problem. Thank you for trying to participate. Love it. Okay. And let's do our quick brain break and then we'll come back to these ones. Okay. Promise, promise. If you want to take a screenshot, take a screenshot. We're going to zoom away from it. Get your answers ready for this brain break, guys. Oh, so many hands. Palesa, how can I help?
Oh, ma'am, I wanted to do the first question for the brain break.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm just going to keep you online. So you can just stay there. We're just going to quickly zoom on down.
No problem.
Don't worry, guys. We're going to have a look at these ones now. Okay. First brain break question. Would you rather break the camera on your phone or the screen on your phone? Palesa, we are all ears.
Ma'am, screen on the phone because camera, like, no.
But you wouldn't be able to see your photos.
Ma'am, I have so many cracks on my phone right now and I can literally see. Ma'am, when you're
Okay, so
taking pictures, the pictures won't be properly have proper quality because of the cracked camera.
but you could still use your phone.
No, ma'am.
Okay. But let's just give a nicer answer. Would rather have a broken screen. Let's see what everyone else is saying here in the chat. I can't live without your camera. Guys, this is craziness. Oh my goodness. Okay. CM Tanda, this next question is for you. Get yourself ready. I'm going to unmute you so long. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Siamtanda,
Yeah.
your question is, would you rather forget the words while singing in public, or would you rather be off key?
I'd rather be off key, man.
You'd rather be off key than forget the words.
Yeah, because if I forget the words, then it'll just be more humiliating than being off key.
Okay, okay, fair enough. I think I would prefer to forget the words if I was in the situation. Oh, sorry, sweetheart. I'm just trying to jump through the names because there were so many hands that were up. Next one's all yours. Jeez, everyone's on. Forget the words. Okay, here we go. I don't want to sound like chalk writing off the board. Yes. Okay. Hello, I'm worried I've mutilated your name there. As promised, this question is all yours. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful, let's go. Okay, your question is, would you rather have no eyebrows or no fingernails?
Ma'am, I would rather have no fingernails.
I think that's the right answer. What is your reason behind that?
Ma'am, because not having eyebrows, it looks like you're not human.
I agree. There's some people in here who are saying nails. Okay, if you said nails, can you give me a reason why you're saying that you would rather have your eyebrows taken away? Because you can draw eyebrows on. You could also draw nails on. Oop. You can hide with bangs. Okay, love it. Okay. Okay, Chloe, this one is all yours. Are you ready?
Hi, ma'am. Yes.
Hi. Okay, your question is, would you rather give up ice cream or pizza for the rest of your life?
Ice cream, 100%.
100%.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your reason behind that?
Because, ma'am, pizza is life. Pizza is what you should be eating every single day of your life.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree. I think that should be the tagline of this class. Pizza is life. Full stop. It's so true. You can eat pizza all year round, but ice cream is difficult when it's cold. Pizza ruins games, so does ice cream. Okay, nice job, guys. Okay, I hope your brains feel like they've had a nice little break. We're gonna jump into a few more questions now. Then we're gonna look at some parallel lines, and we will go from there. None. Okay, let's quickly have a look up here. Okay. I actually think we're gonna yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, so for this one, what we're wanting to do is we want to have a look at the different angles. So for example, over here, we've got angles 1 and 2. So that's this angle here and this angle here. And we've got different words that we can, oh, sorry guys, now my other cat is also involved. Okay, we've got different words we can use. We've got adjacent, which is our fancy word for saying next to. We've got vertical, which is like our vertically opposite angles. Complementary, which is 90 degrees, because to compliment someone is the right thing to do. And supplementary, which is 180 degrees, because if you take supplements in the gym, you are trying to get bigger. Okay, so supplements is 180, complements is 90. Vertically opposite is when we've got our bow tie situation, and adjacent is our fancy word for next to. So some of these have more than one answer. I would like to know which word I can use when looking at angles 1 and 2. What word could I use for them? So can I use adjacent, vertical, complementary, or supplementary? Nice. Lorato, 100%. They are definitely adjacent. Okay. So angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent to each other. The reason we know they are adjacent is because they share a common arm. Okay. And so if they share a common arm, then we know that they are adjacent. So that angle is adjacent to that one. So we can just say they are adjacent. That's all we're looking for. Okay. Second question. We are looking at B. So we are looking at angle 1 and angle 4. What are those two angles to each other? Yes, guys. A kukle. Can you give me my answer? No? Is it not unmuting on your side, sweetheart? Okay, I'm going to move down the queue. I'm going to move to Palesa. Palesa, can you tell me what these two are?
Ma'am, they're vertically opposites.
Yes, they are vertically opposite. Beautiful. What does that mean that they would be to each other?
Ma'am, it means the number that's on 4 will be the same number that's on 1.
Good. They would have the same angle as each other. 100%. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, next one, 3 and 4. So now we are looking at this angle here and this angle here. You can give me more than one answer for this question. I like it. They are definitely complementary. Because remember this little square over here, that little square tells us that it is at 90 degrees. Yes, Palesa, absolutely. They are complementary and they are adjacent. Okay, so they are adjacent complementary angles because they are next to each other. They share this common arm and they are equal to 90 degrees. So we actually wouldn't be able to work out what their angles are because we don't know if it's being bisected. They haven't told us that they're equal. Yeah. Non-tobacco, you can answer this next question. Tell me for angles 4 and 5, what would my answer be?
Ma'am, 4 and 5 are supplementary
Good, they are absolutely supplementary. What else are they?
and adjacent.
Yes! Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, gosh, my singing attracted my cat. That was not what I was hoping for. Okay. Supplementary adjacent angles. Great. Okay, we're going to quickly talk about some parallel lines. It's going to be like a nice little introduction to them. And we're going to do one little question and then you guys can turn your brains off for the night. I know I will be turning my brain off for the night. Okay. So parallel lines. Parallel lines, like I explained to the class before you got to think of them as like the ultimate friend zone. Okay. Parallel lines are never, ever, ever going to touch. They are always going to have a space between them forever. That's what makes them parallel lines. Okay. So think of the worst friend zone situation you can think of, and that is what parallel lines are. So we've got friend 1 and friend 2. Dangerously looking and wanting to be in a relationship with AB, but AB wants nothing. So we are the same distance apart forever. No hope for them. Very sad. Okay. When we have parallel lines, we also get these little arrows, which tell us that they are parallel. So those little arrows over there, they're telling us that these two lines are parallel to each other. So that's quite helpful for us. Parallel lines are not always the same length. So for example, I could have a line like that and a line like that, and they could be parallel. So they're not the same length as each other, but they are parallel to each other. And then we have this fancy word that comes into play when we start working with parallel lines in geometry, and it's called a transversal. So the transversal is just a line that cuts through both parallel lines. So it cuts them. So it creates these different spaces, and we're going to use those different spaces for different rules. Okay, does anyone have any questions about parallel lines before I move on to some examples? Yes, Palesa, we are all ears.
Ma'am, so if the lines don't have the arrows, it means that they're not parallel to each other.
Yeah, so because in maths we're not allowed to assume anything, if you're given a picture, like if I was given a picture that looked like that, and it looks like they're parallel, but they don't have any lines, we're not allowed to assume that they're parallel.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's all.
Okay, no problem. The transversal is the person AB was. Yes. Okay, so no, parallel lines are not the same length. So if we have a look at this example over here, so these two lines are parallel to each other, but they are definitely not the same length as each other. The one is much shorter than the other one. So they don't have to be the same length. They just have to have the same distance apart. So what I mean by that is this distance over here needs to be the same as this distance over here. Okay. Yes, Mbolelo, how can I help?
I was asking if, like, in parallel lines, like, do the transversal lines always occur, or?
Sorry, can you start that once more for me?
What I was asking is that, like, in parallel lines,
Mm-hmm.
should the transversal line always occur or not?
Or should it always be like part of it to create these different
Yes,
angles?
ma'am.
It
Yes,
doesn't
ma'am.
have to be. So in some questions, there won't be one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's have a look at what this transversal line, when it is in play, what it does. So we land up with these three different situations. The first one, I'm just going to show you over here, is, so here's my one parallel line, here's my other parallel line, here's my transversal. It creates the letter F. So in this case, that F is just upside down and the wrong way around. There's my one parallel line, my other parallel line, and my transversal. One parallel, two parallel, transversal, one parallel, two parallel, transversal. Okay, so when we are dealing with corresponding angles, we are looking for the letter F. And I'm going to show you a way to remember this just now. But when we are thinking of corresponding, we are thinking of the letter F. And when we do corresponding angles, they are equal to each other. So this angle is equal to that one. This angle is equal to that one. This angle is equal to that one, and this angle is equal to that one. So they are the same as each other. Okay, so that's when we're looking at corresponding angles. Exactly. Ontbeko, they are fun angles. We are going to talk about that in a second. If you want to take a screenshot of this, please feel free. And we're going to move on to our next one. Okay. Alternate angles is when we are looking for a Z or an N. So whichever way you find it easier to remember, I learned it as a Z, and so that's what I look for. Okay, so here is my Z there. There is my Z. There is my Z, and there is my Z. It depends on how you learned it, and it will be easier for you to remember. Alternate angles are also equal to each other. So this angle is going to be equal to that one. This one is equal to this one. This one is equal to this one. And this one is equal to this one. And that's our letter Z. feel free to take screenshots. We're going to look at our last one. Okay, co-interior angles, they are the ones that are like a little bit nasty because they are a little bit different. So corresponding and alternate are equal to each other. Co-interior works a little bit differently. Co-interior, we are looking for a U. So there's our U, there's our U, there is our U, and there is our U. And when we're dealing with co-interior angles, the sum of them, so if I take this angle and I add this angle, we're going to get 180 degrees. So this angle plus this angle equals 180 degrees. This angle plus this angle equals 180 degrees. This angle plus this angle equals 180 degrees. They are not equal to each other. Okay. Take a screenshot if you'd like. We're going to write a little summary of how it's nice and easy to remember these. And then we're going to do one more question. And then we're going to give our brains the night off. Because tomorrow's a public holiday. You don't need to use it at all tomorrow. Okay. A nice way to remember this is we think of the CIA. So the CIA, as in the secret communication service in like the Secret Service in America. When you watch all those TV shows and they talk about the CIA, there's your CIA. And then we're going to think of fun. So the CIA is fun. I'm going to just draw in my parallel sides so that we always know what they are. Okay, so first one, C stands for corresponding. So the CIA, the C is F, corresponding angles. I is for interior. Okay, so it's our co-interior. So this one plus this one is 180. So the I is part of the U. And then the last one is alternate. And that's our Z or our N. So CIA, fun. If you can remember those three letters, you will never make a mistake with these ones. If you are someone who gets very stressed in tests, sometimes at the beginning of your test, when you're still calm before you've looked at any of the questions, if you write this out to yourself somewhere on the page, it's like a nice, easy way for you to remember. And then when you get stressed, you can just have a look at it so you don't panic in the middle of the test. Okay, screenshot time. Right, fun and CIA, as long as you're writing it on your hand during the test and not before the test, because then we can't, then I think it's cheating. Yes, so if you have parallel lines, it's going to be one of these. It's going to be corresponding, alternate, or co-interior, but we haven't learned the proper rules on how to write that yet. We're just sort of like doing an introduction to them today. So don't panic just yet. Okay. All right, last question of the night. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay. So all we need to do for this, our last mission for this evening, is we need to try and match these up. So you need to tell me which letter is going to go with corresponding, which letter is going to go with supplementary. Let's see how fast we can do these. Let's do it one by one. Which one of these letters is going to go with corresponding angles? Yes. Good. It's going to be D, because there is our F shape, which means this angle is equal to this one. 100%. Okay. Which letter is going to go with supplementary angles? Remember, supplementary is 180 degrees. Which one is going to go with supplementary? Beautiful. Yes. Okay, 3. Which one is vertically opposite? So that's our bow tie. Yes, good. Guys, too smart. Okay, 4. Complementary angles. That's 90 degrees. Oh, good. That would be my 90 degrees over there. So this is going to be B. Okay, alternate angles. So we're looking for our Z. Good, that's our C, because there's our Z. And our very last one, co-interior angles. We're looking for a U shape. And that is E, 100%. Guys, you're so smart. It was an absolute joy teaching you. You were brilliant. I loved every second. I love your energy. It was awesome.